me say a wonderful good Friday morning to everyone who is listening and viewing Classic Radio, GBN TV. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well with you this morning. It's to the point for today, Friday, and it's the 15th day already of December, which means if I could do a quick calculation, just around 10 days. 10 days left before D-Day, Christmas Day. That's just 10 days left. For those of you who have not even started, preparations yet, they are the folks who do it late. Those who have already taken care of business, which means you have gotten all that you need to get, to pick up in terms of for Christmas gifts for the children or the members of the family. They have probably taken care of that already. So you're just waiting for V-Day to come around. Good morning to you, and hope all is well. It's to the point this morning, and I'm your host GT. Just in case you've forgotten, yes, it's gonna be an open line this morning. 435-2041. We haven't done it in a wee bit. Yeah, that open line segment. 435-2041. Feel free. Give me that call. You may have, of course, an issue that you may like to speak about this morning. Feel free to do so. There are probably something in your community that of course, you want to give some acknowledgement to. Feel free to do so also. 435-2041. Let me say good morning to those of you listening to us via our social media platforms, whether it's the YouTube channel, good morning to you, those of you via our Facebook page. Good morning to you, whatever part of the world you're at. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us this morning. I think I see our first caller chiming in this morning. Let's go to the phone line and entertain our very first caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. I reported a missing boat this morning and an engine.
A missing boat and an engine.
This morning I reported it, but the guys who took the boat and the engine, they got the boat. Mm-hmm. But they did not get the engine. They gone with the engine.
All right. And
they have a camera by the fish market there, I think, but I'm not too sure if it's working properly. But I want to plead to the government, please, thank you. Because that fisherman live back there and the light on the pole in the fish market is off.
And that happened in the of course, Melbourne Street area, fish market area there?
Yes, 4:30 this morning.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, 4:30 this morning, stolen a boat and an engine. Apparently, they tried to sink the boat, but they could not have sink the boat. He couldn't sink. So they go with the engine.
Well, I certainly hope, but I'm assuming you have reported it to the authorities also?
Yes, I reported to the authority already.
Okay, well, great. Well, they will certainly take it from there.
Yes, but I'm pleading to get. I hope somebody listening in the ministry that they need to get some good cameras more, because you have cameras. Okay. But I don't know if you're working properly. Cameras and a light right underneath there when the boats are. Okay. And they need to get some. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
And they need to get a security to watch the stuff on the jetty there. The people, boats and things, because fishermen, things hard, no fishermen, they're struggling. Yeah, and the person who take that engine, they should have never do that. God in heaven is not sleeping. I'm a believer. I'm going to pray about that situation, and I'm going to leave it to the Most High God.
All right. Thank you so much, and I certainly hope you get that engine returned sooner or later, and you reported it to the authorities, so they will look into that. And of course, the other bits and pieces that you spoke about in terms of the folks, those in charge of the fish for the fish market and so on, they get that camera sorted out. That will certainly go a long way, because I guess individuals knew there were no cameras, so they could probably do that. 435-2041. 435-2041. Don't forget, there's also that number. You can use it on your WhatsApp. You can add it to your WhatsApp contact list, and you can send me a message via WhatsApp. There's something you want me to throw out for you, I can certainly do that also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning. Hello. Guess there's no one there. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number. If you want to get on the program this morning, it's an open line here on the point for today, Friday. Feel free to give me that call. Express your views and concern about something that is of relevance on issue to you this morning, and you want to get it out. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Caller, good morning. I'm assuming it's not a problem on my end for some reason or the other. I hope not. Well, it's not a problem on my end. So 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get onto the point this morning. It's an open line edition. Good morning to those of you making your way around the island. You're probably thinking about family members probably have a visiting for some reason or the other, and you want to take them around. Good morning to you, and you're listening to Classic Radio. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
What I'm trying to make a request.
Caller, before you continue, please, there's some device playing in the background. You may have to turn it off completely.
Yeah. Are you hearing me now?
I am hearing you. Okay, go right ahead, please. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm making a request that you could bring the SIU to have a program with you at any time. Hello?
What's the reason you want the FIU on the program? What's the main reason?
Well, I have a serious problem. The FIU could really handle it, and if I explain to them, they're going to know.
All right.
Hello?
I will see if we can have that to make that happen for you, okay?
Okay, when you have a program, I will hear, I will listen to, I will hear.
All right, have a good morning. Well, I certainly hope I could make the necessary contact and have them in, and you could probably call in at that time and see what we could have arranged. 445-2041, 445-2041, and it's an open line edition here on Classic Radio GBN TV. Good morning to those of you who are making your preparations this morning. Probably at home, as I mentioned, getting stuff taken care of. The holidays are popping in on us pretty soon. I know there are youngsters at home right now. For parents, make sure that you don't leave them unattended, or if they're unattended, make sure some form of supervision to popping on them from time to time. So when youngsters are left alone, they can get themselves into a wee bit of trouble for some reason or the other. 445-2041, open line edition this morning here on To The Point. Feel free to give me that call if there's something you may like to, of course, discuss or of course, say this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you?
I'm great. I just want to send a message out to the butchers and them this morning. I hear a lot of cry this morning on program where people lost the animal. A man say one animal fool. They just give this one medicine. And this meat is not healthy for people to eat. So I just want to say to the butchers, all you could help save all your business. We have butchers that will go in the place, go to the farmers, buy the animal and bring it in the abattoir. Some people will go and teach the animal, bring it in bucket. And to see somebody bringing an animal in bucket, you have to know definitely they tip it. So please walk with each one another. See what all you could do to help, all you could help. Because if all you find any suspicious, report it. So if they know other butchers, looking out for other butchers, perhaps they might pull up on the tiffin, because it's very hard to work hard, mind your animal, and people just taking it and go. So butchers, please, are you going to make people stay away from the meat stall? Are you go have all your meat in all your hand and people won't buy it, because nobody don't know who thief the animal, who butcher what eating it, so people will just stay away from all your meat stall. So please, help one another.
All right.
You understand? This is real bad.
Thank you so much for sharing it.
All right.
Morning. Thank you so much. And that certainly is a cause for concern for if anyone is, upholding that for some reason, or if you're a butcher and you're a part of that, I probably should quit and, of course, report it to them. If anyone is bringing, animals, likely they are not livestock farmers or for whatever reason, and they're doing that. You should look into that. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, morning, GC. Morning to the listeners and the viewers.
Good morning, man.
It's a joy having you on the program. I think you bring a certain energy with you that really helps to keep people spirit alive.
All right.
Thank you. A few things I want to run. One is that many years ago, your entity, GBN, to a program called Home Front, used to run by, I think it used to be produced by Andre Jerome. It used to identify the influential people of the year. I was fortunate, I think between 2001 and 2002, to be listed as one of the 7 most influential persons a year by your program. People like Cheryl Barnaby, I think Pastor Stanford Simon in that year got those recognition. And I'm wondering, in terms of encouraging people to do more and be more, that maybe your entity would revive that program so that people really do. Selflessly, I was shocked when I was identify as one of those people, in that particular period, because I don't do things because I want to get something. I do things based on the energy or spirit that motivates me. So that's one. Another one is the news about how we prioritize news. Right now, a big event is happening. Apart from cricket, we have a big event yesterday in St. Vincent, and I'm afraid that I'm going right behind the eight ball because I sent a link with an Antigua breaking news coverage or commentary on the talks. I sent it for a friend in St. Lucia, and she responded to me that she's been following it in their own media in St. Lucia. And I'm wondering whether we can do the same thing. We could probably cut down a lot of the old talk we have on the radio and all on the central program. In that regard, again, maybe in the 50th year of our independence, we could institute an effort to have people reading. One time the three major newspapers, Grenada Today, at the time, Grenada Today, yes, it is now new Today. We had the Informer and the Voice, and some other minor people maybe having a regional touch, like One Caribbean and so on. And there were abundant sources of reading. Now, weeks and weeks passing and nobody reading. And then you hear them, people coming on the radio and other places and talking rumors. So we could encourage people to be more uplifting. I mean, unfortunately, even people talk a lot about the Bible, they don't even read the Bible. The Constitution is another thing about it. We need to encourage people to be more learned, not academically from that point of view, but learned so that they will be informed when they engage in a conversation. So, finally, in terms of the state of season and so on, it's very confusing to me that people say, well, in development, you have to have that. I'm wondering, do we have to have stealing and dishonesty and treachery in what we call capitalism or development, or could we conceive a more humane, sustainable way of living, rather than saying, well, once you have development, you have to have crime? Thank you very much, DT, for your patience.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Folks may argue with you and may say, it's nothing new to the world where individuals are stealing. That's been going back for eons of times, so you don't have to have it, but could it be solved now? It's not something new to the world at all. Let's take that break. When we come back, we certainly entertain more of your calls. It's To The Point this morning, the open line edition. I'll be back in the next segment, folks. Stay with us. Your calls would be certainly welcomed.
Home for Christmas for 2 T20 internationals at the Grenada National Stadium on Thursday, December 14th and Saturday, December 16th. Locals get 50% off regular match tickets, plus an extra 20% off when you buy your tickets online. Visit windiescricket.com for more info.
Like family, it's always exciting when lottery players get together. Now the lottery games are joining in the fun. Check out the multiplier family of Instacash games. 5 times the cash at $2, 10 times the cash at $3, and 20 times the cash at $5. On your tickets, match any of our numbers with any of the winning numbers and win the prize below that number. There's more. Multiply your winnings up to 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times more. Winning is easy. Play Monday to Sunday. There are no draws to wait on. Win instantly. It's the multiplier family of Instacash games with over $675,000 to be won instantly. Don't just buy one, buy all, because family is everything. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making family dreams come true.
This month on Caribbean Medical.
The pediatrician's main role is to care for the health of children, and that caring starts from birth all the way up to the young adult stage.
When it comes to child development, it's very important to be aware of how your child is developing. Since before birth, children, especially the neurological system, develops at a very rapid pace.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical right here on this station.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
You see, mention the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
When you push your portion, it is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for peace.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point here on Classic Radio, GBN TV. It's an open line edition for To The Point for today. Feel free to give me that call, 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number. You could also add it to your WhatsApp contact and list, and also send me a message. You also feel free, those of you via social media platform, especially the Facebook page, in the comment section. You can certainly send your comments there also, and I will certainly read them. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to say that a lot of us trying to say that people do not know what they are saying and they're criticizing people. In fact, most of the people that have been criticizing do not have an iota of knowledge of what they are talking about. For example, people are saying that they know a man, but they know this person. But there is quite a difference between knowing and to be familiar with. Now, let's take, for example, an ageable man that are living in Lakaloma, or how you call it. I consider that man, I personally, and a lot of other people who seem to have sense, consider this man as reasonable educated, not even reasonable, highly educated. And yet for all, people are bashing him, as you would say, and others like you would say. But I consider I have learned a lot from him, and a lot of people have learned a lot from him also. So when people say, call and they say, they know him, I don't think they know him. They have a little experience about him. In fact, people do not know me too, because I got in Michelle. I always in Michelle. But if I were to explode, just as when this man exploded, hell loose. Now, people must understand that people have a free will to express themselves or herself. Not that they should say anything they want about somebody, but they should govern the tongue and know how to say or to respond to what somebody has said. And this is what I find so strange. But I want to say, the ignorant people always criticize. And those people who are reasonably educated, they suddenly look wise. They look into what somebody is saying, and then perhaps put forth their opinion. And bear in mind, opinion could be based on facts or as what you think. And what you think don't want to be facts. That's my say this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution also. Have yourself a lovely day. 435-2041, 435-2041. We're going back to the telephone line. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, JT.
Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm good.
All right.
JT, I want to make a request to the government. JT, they have command pack and they acquire the liver sites, right? What I would like them to do, I would like them to put 2 libraries on the site, a Bishop library and a Gay library still, and I want them to equip them with every single thing from the time they born till up to today. I want when I go there, I could look around and see the whole working at the library and what he did, the lifetime of this man, these 2 persons. So I would like to do that for us.
Sure, yes, sir.
I listened to the upper house yesterday, and it's amazing to hear people speak, especially the woman from St. David who are representing the NLP. This lady, she's a liar. She go in the parliament and tell the parliament of this country that she go in the hospital and she had to buy the medicine. This is the same lady, JT. She go around the court, she tell people who could pay should pay. So she could pay. Why she don't pay? She should read that for the poor and vulnerable people. Don't go in the hospital because they ask you to buy some medicine because you could afford. You walk in, you don't want to pay. I find that was embarrassing to this lady. JT,
all right, sir.
Speaker David, he came in the parliament of this country. The Speaker of the House asked him to speak in the parliament. Do you know Peter David tell the people already to speak? Can you believe you could rely on a man as that? Come in the parliament without unprepared to speak to the nation. I am embarrassed with Peter David. I thought you should do better than that. JT, you have a good day.
You too, sir. Have yourself a good one. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let me see if we could grab some of the comments before we entertain another phone call. And we're taking this one from Alistair via the Facebook comment section. He's saying the security in the fish market were probably sleeping. Taxpayers' money paying for sleeping security. I guess he's referring to my first caller who spoke about someone stealing the boat and still recovered the boat, but still haven't really, of course, able to recover the engine. And I guess he's speaking more or less about that. We have Akim is saying, man, I'm so disappointed in the entire Grenadian system, the citizens and the mindset of the Grenadian people. So much of simple and easy things that can be implemented to better serve the public. And let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes. Mr. Telesford, greetings. How are you?
Doing good, sir. What about you, sir?
Well, I'm happy. I'm quite all right by the grace of God. Couple of things I'd like to know. I do not really want to linger very much on, although I'll try to do it rapidly, local things. Only to see, as I go along analyzing and playing back the debate of the houses and so on, and the statements made by some of our parliamentarians and so on. I want to highlight too this morning. A gentleman there a while ago mentioned what he'd like to see in that area in Grandance called the Camahome Park and the adjacent area.
Yes.
I want to comment the government, the administration, should I say, on a wise idea to guarantee that Camahome Park shall not be ever sold and whatnot. Lord, and applaud them on that I do. And to guarantee that we have additional space for the people, old men. Look, sometime I would like to take a walk and even take friends down there and so on to train them on how to move about, little sidewalks and how to negotiate your curbs for orientation. There's nowhere in the country that I can do that with them. So Lord and applaud. And I hope that would come true as soon as possible. But something else came up in my mind, and the gentleman touched it a while ago. The library. I think we should put a proper library in that area. It's a big space, and it can take a library, not only for Gary nor for Bishop, but a general public national library in both formats, I reckon. The format of the original format with your newspapers and whatnot, but also digitally creating the conditions for digital references to our history and otherwise. That, I think, could be a great thing. The other thing I want to commend the government on, yes, I do laud and applaud them on things that they do well, or they suggest that they wish to do well for the people, is the question of creating conditions for education to be taken up to 18 years. Yes, that's a marvelous thing. We have spoken about that prior, and I'm happy that they're thinking about it. With vocational education at key, because we need to have our people doing things. I believe, and I've always believed, that we should treat the children of the country should be brought up to date through the years that they remain children, to the point that they can take the other step into life to go to work. In other words, it is the duty of the state to educate, and I mean inculcate information and knowledge, so that one can bring out the best from themselves, and then when they're prepared, they go into work so that they can work to build themselves and to contribute to the development of the country. I strongly believe. So I laud them and applaud them on that also. It's a marvelous initiative, so let's go with it. We want to see at least 3 powerful vocational institutes built between Sotiers or Carriacou, why not? Some in the middle of the line and a third in the southern part of the country. This is where we have to focus and to help to, as I said years ago and I'll say again, a national institute like for students of inconclusive education. We need to do that because the country will need these skills into the future. So now let's go on to the meat of the matter. I'll rapidly say it. I want to go to Gaza. I want to ask Grenadians to continue to look at the news items and see what's happening in Palestine. In Palestine. Palestine is under attack by a cruel, criminal Zionist regime that cares nothing about what people of the world think. They have their plans. Their plans are to remove, and this thing has its history. We wouldn't go into it now. But I want Grenadians to read about it. Read about the Balfour Declaration of 1917. Read about the Zionist project. Read about it. It has its history. The designs are there. No, they've gotten an opportunity, supported by the wealthiest, most militarily prepared power of the world, the principal hegemon of the world, and through the dog whistling, they're sending all kind of message to them, tell them, go on killing Palestinians, because their lives worth nothing. Pay attention. Take a look. Who really are your friends, Grenadians? And in looking at it, I want you to remember too, pay attention that we have a section of our country that doesn't belong to us. You never know. One day we may have an independent country when young Grenadians will decide to claim the national integrity of our land. Pay attention to Venezuela. A couple of days or weeks ago, we heard a lot of saber rattling coming from Guyana. So they were talking about invasion and getting prepared through the military exercises with their friends and what. No, the Venezuelan people never spoke about. I have evidence. Comandante Chavez recognized, and he said it crystal clear in the 90s. Between Guyana and us, none of us can lift our territory and move away from each other. We are condemned to live as neighbors. So let's talk about it, he said. And I doubt that Nicolas Maduro, in his capacity as president of Venezuela, will make any moves towards getting violent and the use of force. I'm happy to hear that they sat and they spoke, and they will refrain from any type of activity to create friction and war. In other words, to interrupt the peace of the region. I'm happy that they're sitting down and talking, and I know that there's a history behind that too, which they will look at from since prior to the death of Simon Bolivar in 1830 when he sent a delegation to the UK to tell them about the encroachment of the British Guyanas. Well, no, not the British Guyana. It was the encroachment by a man called Schomburgk. Well, it wasn't Bolivar who did that because Schomburgk was in the 1840s. But the encroachment on that land, aggregating more and more on behalf of the British government, it didn't start. Venezuela has its reasons. When I was able to see, I saw the plans and the maps drawn by the Spaniards. So to round up here, pay attention to what we wish for. Guyana is an English-speaking country. We all have relationship with our national heritage, African relationship, and otherwise through slavery. But be careful what you support without understanding the history. And remember again, as I stated in the first little contribution there, we have a chunk of Grenada in the northern part of Carriacou that belongs to St. Vincent, quote unquote, by law. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and it certainly was a lot of information there, and certainly you made a whole lot of sense. Good morning to you, and have yourself a good one. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. When we come back, more of To The Point for you, that open line edition this Friday morning. Stay with us. We certainly will be back.
Folks, the holidays are coming. It's not just coming. Today's Customer Appreciation Day inside of Columbian Emeralds. It's a really, really, really great day. Friday the 15th, and I'm here with Anisha. Anisha, it's going to be a great day. Today's all about the customers. Tell me, what is the expectations for today?
Good day. So for today, we have a wonderful special. It's our Customer Appreciation Day, and this is where we give back to our customers. So you get a little extra discount today. We have a 50% off on store-wide, right? On gold, you get an extra 15% off today. Gold and gemstones, you get that today. On diamonds, you get an extra 10% off today, right? And we have watches and so forth where you get extra discounts. You know, just 25%. We have Movado where you get 20%. And then we have our clearance section right here where you get 60% off, and today you get an extra 10% on top of that 60%. We're open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. today. So you have a lot of time when you come from work, you have a lot of time to come in and get your shopping done.
Well, folks, there you've heard it from Anisha. Great, great specials today. Customer Appreciation Day. Come in and find that special gift for that special loved one inside of Columbian Emeralds. See you there.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point here on that Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9, GBN TV, channel 711 and channels 20. Good morning to those of you who are viewing and listening via our social media platforms. Good morning and welcome. It's an open line edition this morning. We're going back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, son. How are you today?
Not too bad. What about you, sir?
I'm all right. First thing I'm looking for the correction. Is it JT or GT?
It's GT.
GT?
Yes.
Okay.
G as in Grenada.
Right. Georgetown. Right. Thank you. This boundary thing, I have a problem with this boundary thing. Not even like between Guyana and Venezuela. Because all these islands been boundaries, and Venezuela came in land claiming boundary all up to Dominica. So what I'm saying, I'm living in Grenada here, but I live in Montrouge. And I have a problem because I belong to Montrouge, and they're claiming a lot of Montrouge land for Point Saline, which is not right. So I blame the people in the Ministry of Lands and Surveys. When people come to do registration or the government want to sell lands, let them know exactly where is where and what is what. Yes. So now I live in Montrouge, and I live in quarter mile away from the airport. But if I have to go to the airport, I have to travel 7 miles to get there. So there's something isn't right about the selling of these properties and these things with the government. When they're going to sell property, maybe in far places or what, I don't know, but in areas where there are people living already, come in and talk to the people and see what is what and know what the people know from before and what. Instead of just sending the surveyors who don't understand a whole set of things and then cut the land, sell it, come on the radio, and when the investor take over and they see where he put his boundary, then we start quarreling. Now, where they opened that new hotel, there was a gentleman in the early school, 50s and 60s, called Mr. Derek Balls. He get with all the landowners and cut a road from Leper Settlement, which is in Montrouge, and join to Point Saline. So we could have drive and walk and ride to Point Saline. No, because it wasn't a low road. The gentleman just do that to create a shortcut where he living. Because in those days, roads are bad. Even the Morris Bishop Highway going right up to the breweries, that road was just stone and cane on both sides of the road. So he figured to cut that road there. So what happened? The government sell Leper Settlement to an investor, and when the investor saw his boundary, he closed the mouth of that road. So because he closed the mouth of that road now, that road is condemned, and the same investor now buy the middle lands between, and there was not an outlaw road and plan, so that killed the whole access. So even you live in 20 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 or 24, let's say 1,000 feet away from the airport, you have to travel 8 miles to get to the airport, which is difficult. The government had 3 options, to get a road for Point Saline from Montrouge. They lose 2. Now it have only 1. And if they wait too long, it's going to be a problem. And that one is from Grandview, go to Grand High, and go down to Point Saline. And if they wait too long, that's going to be the same problem. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for sharing the information. I certainly hope that folks understand that the information that you said you were sharing. 435-2041, 435-2041. Looking at some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning, and we have Glenda is saying very important information and admonishment from Mr. Rollo, and she was happy for the information you shared this morning, sir. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Didi.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
How are you doing, sir?
All right.
I listen to news, you might say, from morning to night, sir. And in that meeting that was held in St. Vincent between purportedly supposed to be that the two presidents of Guyana and Venezuela were supposed to attend. But my understanding is that the meeting was not going to be a face-to-face meeting. For that matter, after the meeting, a press release was issued that indicates that there will be a future meeting where the two presidents or the two countries will come face-to-face. So it seems to me that that meeting that was held there is a preliminary meeting to pave the way for all of that. So that the understanding is that the two presidents and the two countries have not so far met, if you understand what I'm saying. That kind of bit of technicalities. But further to that, the Prime Minister of Grenada was never mentioned as part of the meeting to be held. You have 4 other Prime Ministers in the Caribbean who are supposed to be there. There goes the Prime Minister to St. Vincent once again. Anything else? What seems to me to be a big diplomatic blunder is that you see the Prime Minister of Grenada photo oping with the President of Guyana and Venezuela. I see no picture with him and the President of Guyana, indicating clearly that it seems that Grenada has already taken a side. And this is the kind of thing that I'm looking at every day, that it's so much a blunder being made by this government or the Prime Minister and his ministers in this country that to put a rain on too.
So do you know that, so if I could come in here a wee bit, because some of the information that you're sharing this morning, to be honest, may not be factual. You understand? Because the presidents were there at the meeting, you understand, and the Prime Minister was there being part. They were facilitators in the meeting also. So
the meeting that was held there. A little bit more research. That meeting would have been a face-to-face meeting by the two governments. The meeting would have been to iron out issues. They would have spoken to the various presidents separately. Mia Motley, the St. Vincent Prime Minister, and there are 2 other Prime Ministers that were slated for that meeting. They did not have face-to-face meeting in that meeting. There's a plan for the CARICOM and Caribbean leaders to have a face-to-face meeting with the two, where they at the table as it is referred to, and it was said across the table in the news item. So understand that. But here comes the Prime Minister of Grenada photo oping. I look at Facebook, I see the post. Photo oping with only the president of Venezuela. That, diplomatically speaking, would have taken aside. And the purpose for the meeting, kind of thing. No way. Take care, gentlemen.
Have a good morning. Thank you for your contribution also. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to get online. We have approximately 12 minutes left on the program this morning. 435-2041. Open line this morning. Feel free to give it that call. If you do have some concern that you may like to express, feel free to do so. You can also, of course, send your information via our WhatsApp, 435-2041, the Facebook page. If you do have a comment that you would like to make, feel free to do it also via the comment section of the Facebook page. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, JT. How are you today?
I'm doing good, sir. Good morning to you.
I just want to bring an attention to the traffic department about Coco Road. Coming from the cliff from Calibini up to Coco Road, it's a very narrow road, and there is a little way that when the vehicle coming up or down, one could pull in there so that the other one go back. Otherwise, the one coming up will have to go back, reverse back down. Now, somebody dropped a load of gravel there about 5 weeks ago, and it seemed to be secure there, and it's covered around with blocks, and it makes it very difficult to use that road.
Okay.
I believe that there's some others who will be able to substantiate what I'm saying. So I wish that the authority will take note of that. This could cause accident. It can cause people having tension who's supposed to go back, because that is what happened on that road. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe you could try talking to the traffic department, alert them, probably the Ministry of Works, you could probably give them a call also, alert them of what's taking place and see what they can do in terms of remedying that particular situation. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Caller, good morning and welcome. I'm not sure what's happening. Anyway,
I really want to contribute on your program, your section of the program, on issue of the raise in the parliamentary representative and people in the Senate. Call it salary. I think this is extremely welcome, because if we're talking about corruption, we need to find a way that we don't give people reason to dip their hand or to engage in unsavory behavior. And what I've noticed is that the current government or their party have been one of the, unlike the other parties, that have been willing to take bold steps in terms of in an attempt to right some of some of the things that they would not come in, but some of the slacks. And to me, the rise in the salary is most important. So now we can hold everybody accountable as far as it relates to the parliament. And people have to understand it's not just about ministers, because the only advantage that people in the government, ministers in the government have, people on the government side have, is that if they are ministers, they will get something more than the other people. But there's no excuse now for misrepresentation in the parliament. They come in the parliament. People must be held accountable, and they must represent all the people, regardless whether on the opposition or the government, in terms of the parliament. That's different from being a minister.
All right.
And I think it's good.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-204. Let's grab some of the comments from the Facebook page once again. Let's take this one from Antonio. He's saying, today I want to congratulate Mr. Ralph Gonzalez, of course, administration, for calling a meeting of CARICOM members to St. Vincent to have the leaders of Venezuela and Guyana to sit down and air their differences concerning the border dispute, which I'm getting a mix up with that word. Is it the Escobar River? Yes, I think that although the case of the CCJ was able to cool down the tension between that have been boiling over the months now. Let's take another comment. If there's another one. And second comment from Antonio this morning, in saying, I happened to listen to the budget, and I was impressed with the new administration, and they carried on themselves on as they gave an account of constituency and the development made within 18 months. On the other hand, we heard the opposition side with unnecessary complaining that had no merit concerning the budget. Any other comment? I think that's it for the comments there this morning. 435-2041. Feel free. We have approximately 8 minutes left on today's program, which gives me time to take a break. In this segment, when we come back, we take our final segment in terms of the calls and comments once they become available. Let's take that call. We come in that break, and we come in right back.
Mr. mentioned the wing high, then you have things like Manumos, Force Combat, We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different names for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9. Hot 98.5 and 98.7. GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
On this Christmas episode of Caribbean Passport, there is holiday cheer from Barbados to the Bahamas. We take in the musical talents of the Love Movement, the Carters, and Ray Holman. And of course, our taste buds will be satisfied. All this and more on this holiday edition of Caribbean Passport, right here on this station.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, this morning to The Point here at Classic Radio, GBN TV. Those of our social media platforms, good morning to you also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I come to the stark conclusion that when people hold their perspective on anything, they keep that perspective permanently. When the NNP asks, see what they see, they have one interpretation. When the NDC asks, see what they see, they have one interpretation. The fact is, NNP is always wrong for the NDC. NDC is always wrong for the NNP. And it would continue that way as long as these two dominant parties are vying for power. There is no reason in most cases, in the things that they are saying, they simply condemning the other. And much of the budget speech, though most condemnation came from the opposite side, there were many criticisms coming from the government side as well. We're simply criticizing each other and not even suggesting what is the best that can be done. This is bad. This is dangerous for our economy. We have to split down the line. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you also for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning and season's greetings to you and your listeners.
Same to you, caller.
No, it's an open line, yes?
Yes, it is.
Right. I am calling because I'm a woman. I'm calling on behalf of women in this land because I've known better days where women with problems could have gone for help, not come on the radio and cry. It is not looking good. How many groups we have in Grenada that can officially raise funds, open a bank account, so that when we have Sower Optimists, we used to have Gino, I don't know what the status now, so that when a woman is in need, like the poor woman that was on the air with the baby yesterday, she should have gone to one of these groups, and they are the ones to make to raise funds and have a bank account there. I am tired of seeing women left alone in their struggles in this land. I hope for the new year something can happen, something more aggressive can happen, where we have to stop allowing our women to be so vulnerable, to look so, you know what I mean, helpless. There must be some ways, some groups that they can turn to get assistance, and these are the groups that should be heading the road show and so on to raise the funds, not the poor person who need the funds. The groups should be the official fundraisers, and they should have a bank account all the time for the whole year. They should be advertising little events and so to raise funds to help in times of need. Okay, just that point I want to make today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution there, and certainly that's a very important point there, and certainly we could have those groups re-establishing themselves and offering the assistance that is certainly so needed. Let's take our caller, maybe our final caller for the morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I am very impressed with the last speaker, and I would like to donate, offer up my help to any organization. This is Grandpa Chain speaking, the Calypsonian. Any organization willing to get a DJ system so we could put on a concert or whatever it is to help this little child, I am I'm ready, willing, and waiting for them. So send out a message for me and tell them I'm waiting for them. Just get that DJ, say any DJ system, and let's do something for the child. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And of course, we have Grandpa Gene offering his services there. Once it's been, of course, the call has been made, he will be making himself available, made available also. And it's straight up 10 a.m. Good morning once again, and thanks to all our contributors this morning, whether you did it via the Facebook comment section, you called in. Thank you so much. You sat at home and you listen. It's still a form of contributing. I want to thank you so much. Have yourself a great day. What's left of it? A great weekend to come. I'll be back with you on Monday of next week once the Almighty permits, or health, strength, and everything else in between. So I'll be back with you. Have yourself a wonderful one. That's where I say goodbye for this edition of To The Point. Have yourself a wonderful day. What's left of it? Goodbye.